Facebook. We should be live now, big guy. We should be live.
When we go live, let's make sure we don't talk about.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there? Given that the other day when we did a live, I was talking about something or someone, and it should not have been a live conversation, and I quickly deleted the post. I was sweating bullets.
Oh, bullets you were.
So
yeah,
we have to make fun of the art of pressing record.
Yes.
And knowing the red light is flashing. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Damo. How are you, brother?
Great, thanks, MP. Great, thank you. Big shout out to everybody. Summer Daly's caught us. She's bang hot off the press. Julie Hill is there, which is awesome. And
one day I want to bring them on camera just to scare the bejesus out of the person.
Yeah. Well, I actually
Julie
thought
Hill,
that
bring them on camera. Like driving the car, going for a walk in the middle of work.
Imagine that. I thought once that add to broadcast meant that they were going to come into this, right? Instead of it being just add the little comment. But
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
So I was scared. I was like, "Oh, what happens if I push this button?" Right?
I think Summer Daly's in her PJs.
Yeah, well, that'd be good for the broadcast, Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it's nice material. I'd have to comment on whether or not they look good, Summer. Just telling you.
Julie Hill after Sunday's hair appointment. Sure. I love it. It's so good.
It is so good. Summer says she's comfy, which is important. It's so important.
All right. We've got a good one today. Shall we rock and roll?
Yeah.
Apologies to Pete Lennon, who sent me a message today going, "Are you guys recording?" And I said, "Yes, of course." I said, "Look, might be a bit late." And Pete's given up on us. I can already tell because he would have been watching the clock and we weren't there.
Pete will turn up. Pete will turn up. He'll
I'm
jump
waiting
on
for
and
I'm here now.
Yeah, I'm here now. We can start. Yeah. He'll say that.
All right. I reckon we're probably up to 4:48. I want to find out.
Didn't we do 4:48 3 times ago? And 3 times?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. 4:47 came out on Monday. 4:48 we've already done. So this will be 4:49.
Yeah. Great.
Let's go there.
Good.
All right. Cool.
Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
In 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome to 100 Not Out, a weekly show dedicated to helping you master the art of aging well. Marcus Pearce here with you for episode 449. Can you believe it? As always, the number one wellness expert who you can hear just there is by my side. He is one of the most generous people I know. He is the guru of giving. He is Dr. Damien Christoph. Hello, brother.
Hello, brother. It's great to be with you once again, and thank you for your kind words. It's always lovely to be introduced the way that you do introduce me. I love it. I know that about 440 episodes ago, I said one day I'm going to do an introduction for you. Still hasn't happened. 9 years down the track.
No, let's get a few more under the belt.
Still hasn't happened, but I'll tell you what, that'll be a gift. The day I do that, it's going to be a ripper. Hey, by the way...
You are the most generous... Yeah, go on.
By the way, if you haven't bought Marcus Pearce's book yet, what are you waiting for? Where the bloody hell are you?
You give me that gift every time.
Where the bloody hell are you? Oh, you're welcome, Siri.
Oh, is that Siri telling you where you are?
Yes.
You've gone, where the bloody hell are you?
How funny is that? She's always listening. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's so funny.
Anyway.
Now, I want to say, before we crack into today's episode on the art of giving, I am blessed with a multitude of friends. And I don't know if it's because I'm selfish and I'm not that giving, that I actually think that I attract some really generous people into my life, because I am not that great at asking for help or for things, but I may have told you this the other day. You are one of the very few people in my life that I actually would go, even though it feels really awkward, I'm happy to be awkward and weird in front of you. Weird for me is asking for something.
Like
but I
coconut
think
oil.
it is because I Yeah, like coconut oil. And so many other things, like so many things. um, not
Oh,
just advice,
still
not just
makes me
advice.
laugh.
We're talking stuff. You know, shirts when I need them, shirts ironed when they're not ironed, money if I haven't had it, um, advice of all different varieties. But I think it is. I don't want to say it's a dying breed, but giving, even just for the sake of it, feels like it's so novel that when it happens, it feels really, really good.
It's so
And
true.
that's what I love about you, because you just do it so well. And you were sharing with me just before we hit record a story drinking the cat's water. Damo gave me a gift of water. I thought it was a gift from Damo of water, but it was actually Misty's water.
Yes.
I thought it was my water.
Thank you,
So
Misty.
Damo's so generous. He gives me a glass of water,
Without
you
even
know, before
asking.
I go to bed at night, not realizing that was Misty's gift of water. And I went and drank it and was
Oh,
scratching my neck like the most allergic cat boy ever.
I still, I still feel sick when I think about you drinking that water. Can I tell you? Let me tell you something. I love gifting things. Like I love giving. I really do. I really enjoy it. But I like the spontaneity of gift giving. So I don't really love the thought of having to prepare a gift and get a birthday present and get a Christmas present, and like I really struggle with all that sort of thing. But I love to just do a gift, just do something. So at the moment we've got nearly 20 kids doing year 12 in our practice. And so I thought, why don't we get some handmade cookies into like a little, tray that says, good luck with your exams, thinking of you, study hard, that sort of thing, give them a little gift. Anyway, we did. I got them all made up. They're beautiful. We posted on our Instagram, on Vita Instagram. So we had 20 lots of handmade cookies delivered to our practice. Ella and I have both written handwritten notes to our year 12 kids that are doing year 12 and got their exams starting next week. And I was giving some away yesterday, and the connection was unbelievable. Like I gave a little pack to Daniel, and I said, Daniel, this is a little gift from me to you for your exams. Work hard, study hard. You've done all the work, so back yourself. You'll be great. Adam, here's one for you. Have a great time. Anna, here's one for you. Have a great time. You'll be right. You're going to do a great job. You'll nail it. Lockie, here's one for you. I gave it to these kids, and I felt so good giving it. And the connection that we had was this nice little exchange of gratitude, which is what I do it for. That's the reason why I do it.
And you'd be able to tell us there's a biochemical release that occurs in the body when you actually give to humanity, give to others.
Yeah.
What you've just said just there, I think, is something that all of us can relate to, is that genuine feeling, that genuine buzz, that oxytocin rush of just
the endorphins.
Feeling love.
Yeah.
The endorphins, that we actually, it's almost like we need them in order to feel a level of fulfillment in life. But it seems as if a lot of people feel like they're too hard to come by. It's too hard to do. But or I don't want to say that it's not worth it, but it's a bit like what we say about socializing. A lot of people find it a bit more difficult these days, given the 18 months that we've had. Giving, it's not, how do you say it? It's not something that people think of first. It's almost something that they go, oh, but why do you think you almost, like, and that's so true about your spontaneity. I've got so many memories of you being spontaneous, whether it's we're out dining together and bang, you're paying for the meal. I remember when there was 100 Not Out's birthday and we were walking past a shop. It was a balloon shop, and you just bought like happy third birthday 100 Not Out. I can't remember I don't remember exactly, but I remember when we were recording 100 Not Out at
Grandview.
your old house.
Yeah, in Grandview.
Yeah, in Grandview.
Yeah.
We had balloons.
The balloons, the 100.
And that was just a spontaneous gift to 100 Not Out. I think of when we're in Ikaria and the wine that you've bought spontaneously for the whole group. The what's the dessert wine in Ikaria called? The Yama. Anyway. No, well, it's really nice to say that, isn't it? The Focciano.
Focciano. The Focciano wine. No, what is that? I do love it. Have I got it down here?
Oh, look at you go. The nice, tall, slim dessert wine. I know you've bought that just for the
Delicious.
group as we're leaving. The group goes into the bus and you go, I'm just going to quietly get some dessert wine for us all to have tonight. You do have this nature. It's almost like it's something that's within you. I know we've got a few examples to share of other people, but I'd love to know, like, do you know where this has come from? Do you think it's just in your nature? Is it something that, your mum's very good at, or your brother, or someone in your family, or like, where do you think that comes from?
I don't know where it comes from. I don't think it's from my family, but not because my family's not generous. Because my family's incredibly generous. Like, my mum's unbelievable. Like, she's so generous with her time, with her resource, whatever. So generous, just so giving. And my grandfather, Papa, 99, 360 days or 350 days, like, so generous. And so I think just generous in spirit, I probably got that. But I think, and this is a little shout out to Simon Floriani. When I was working with Simon Floriani, I was often touched that he would do this kind of gifting thing. And so I was working with him, and for Christmas one year, he bought me an Armani suit. Like, he said, this is a suit for you. Now, that was quite an extravagant gift. It was an incredibly extravagant gift. There was another time I recall, when I was looking to go and join his practice, I went to their Christmas party, and he gave everybody a little iPod Nano, I think it was, or an iPod, back in the days of iPods. And so
iShuffle.
Yeah, and what he'd done is he'd curated some songs and said, this, I've put together 10 songs for you, and I've loaded them up onto this iPod, especially for you, And so there was just those kind of little things, and you'd go out for lunch often, and he'd be the first to pull out his credit card, or there was those sorts of acts of perpetual, continuous generosity. I was like, oh wow, this is really, really nice, and so I think at that point, maybe 14 years ago, when I was first exposed to that sort of behaviour, I started doing that. But when I reflect on that, it's probably something that I see more in chiropractic than I see in any other space. For example, if I went to a seminar with Gary and Di Coleman, Gaz and Di would be the first to pull out their wallet and pay for all the students. Or Brian Kelly would sponsor me to go to a John DeMartini event. Or they would, pay for your ticket to get to DG, and then you do some fundraising to get, students up to, the Gold Coast. But there was always this generosity piece, So that's what I just love that. I love that kind of generosity, which is just perpetual all the time, So I think that's kind of where I get it from. That's where I get it from. But then I think that also comes back, when you do that, little gifts in different ways, come back to you, like this.
And I think that's the variety of giving, isn't it? There's that not material giving, but the generosity with finances is obviously something that we all feel. As I said, I've experienced that particularly with you over the years, how generous you've been, whether it's meals out or as we've been in Ikaria or other things. Pete Lennon, bugger, just made it just in time, Pete. But also you mentioned whilst you were talking the generosity of spirit.
Yes.
And I always remember Shelby in Ikaria when we were next door at Marika's house.
Yes.
And she said, I'm overwhelmed by the generosity of presence, almost as you're saying, the generosity of spirit of the Ikarian people.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not used to them being so, I'm not used to people, in my world, she lives in America, being so open and welcoming and interested and present, and gifting to people, it's not always material, is it? It's sometimes just the gift of your presence, of your listening ears, of your empathy. Do you want to share just a couple of examples that you were referring to with me pre-episode? Because I think it's so important for all of us to recognize that gifting at the moment is probably something like spontaneous gifting, as you referred to it earlier, Dan. It's something that pretty much every person on the planet would, I reckon, love. And you've got me thinking of who do I want to spontaneously gift at the minute. because you just know that it would be so loved by pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Can you just share a couple of examples that you've received over the last little while?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually had 2 messages today. One from a chiropractor, and she sent a little love note. And I call them love notes because it's just a little touch base, hey, touching base, saying, how you doing? And I love those little love notes. They're really nice. So shout out to you, Georgia. Thank you for sending that to me. And then another little love note from Rachel, who's a chiropractor in Erina in the central coast of New South Wales. And when I was doing lots of the Power Foods, Piercy, I would go up and I'd stay at Rachel's place. She'd host me. I would then, do the presentation for her practice, and it was great. I just loved it. And Rach sent me this really beautiful message today, and I love these little love notes. I think they're great. Hey Damo, this is going to sound really stalkerish. It's not, Rach, I promise. But I've been thinking about you almost daily for the last 4 months. ... I've been listening to your podcast constantly. I've been listening to your podcast when I'm walking and I'm in the car, when I'm cooking, and it's been a bright spot in the shitstorm of lockdown and then 2 weeks of isolation. I've listened to 91 episodes, so I'm nearly 100 not out, and it keeps on going on. And that to me is a bucket filler. Like, that's a bucket filler. So for me, the time that Rach took to write that, the time that Georgia took to write her little love note to me as well this morning from her and Troy, like I just love that, that it's the purposeful construction of sentences in a paragraph that means something to make someone feel good. I just love it. I love it.
The Labrador. What are you? The Labradoodle, the Golden Retriever, the what are you? What breed are you again?
I reckon I'm probably a Burmese blue, to be honest with you, like a little misty cat. That's what I am. So.
You love the little tummy rub,
a little belly rub. Yeah. And
so then I think what I
you go. You think what you love.
Yeah. Well, when Rachel said it feels a bit stalkerish, like this is actually how we feel these days when we're giving people gifts of our communication, of our words, of our appreciation. It's almost like we're so used to being, strong and resistant and not vulnerable, whatever the opposite of vulnerable is.
Staunch.
And we don't, we find it difficult to share our gratitude. Not that we think it's wrong, but it's just a bit different.
Yes.
And to say I've listened to 91 episodes, we go, oh, is that a bit OTT? But we all know, like we binge Ted Lasso. I think I binged that in about 4 days.
Ted Lasso, the greatest.
The things that we can is radio is a great thing to binge. Podcasts are great to binge, and it allows us to go through these streaks of gratitude for certain people, whoever we're consuming, for doing what they do. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't feel like something. I said to someone the other day, people say, oh, how's the book going? I'm like, well, the thing with books is 1 out of 1,000 people probably, like, when was the last time you read a book and you sent a note to the author saying, great book, thank you, loved it, well done? Like, it's not something that you do all the time. And same with podcasting, same with many things in life. It's just not something that we do. So it sounds so cliche, but people love that little gift of thank you. Yeah. Because for people all around the world, it doesn't happen as much as we probably think it does. And it's not something that I don't think we ever get tired of. Like, would you ever get sick of those messages similar to Rachel's? Like, you would never get sick of them, would you?
Nah, not at all. Like, for me, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I love it. I love it. Like, if I get a mate, like one of my mates, JC, Jean-Claude, he's in Sydney at the moment. He sends me a little message. Yep. Hey, Damo, just thinking of you. Hope you're well. Looking forward to, when I get back to Melbourne, we'll go have a hit of tennis. I just like that thing that if somebody feels compelled, when somebody feels compelled to reach out to connect, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had an event this morning where I came back from the cafe, coffee in hand, beautiful morning, and walked past my neighbour. I'm going to miss a lot, Brendan. Shout out to someone who never listens. He doesn't even said the other day, I don't ever really know what you do. I said, we're really good mates. Brendan is a great plasterer, very handy. He's so good, and he's just a great guy. But we were having a little chat, and then I walked past, went into my house, went to open the door. Door's locked. Garage door locked. Laundry door locked. Look up to the balcony, and I could see the sliding doors wide open. I'm like, right, how can I get up there? And I thought, you know what? I'll just walk down to Brendan's, who was making his own deck, and I remember that he had a massive ladder up to get on his roof and his deck and everything. And so I went, and I feel so awkward doing this, like asking for help. He's in the middle of like working on some power tool, just about to cut his arm off, and I'm like trying to get his attention, going, any chance I can borrow your ladder, or you can bring your ladder to my house because I think I'll probably kill myself trying to do it. And he's like, yeah, mate, no worries, he'll come and help you and all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. And I actually, even though I'd had a problem, I actually was so grateful that I'd had a problem because I got to feel the feeling of being helped. And as I said at the beginning of this episode, it doesn't come naturally. And I feel like in many ways life is designed for that. Like if you're not feeling the greatest level of fulfillment in life, I wonder if a part of it would be live in the uncomfortable realm of asking for help on whatever it is that you may need. But I just feel like it's something that doesn't get spoken about enough and might just be one of those secret little ingredients to a more fulfilling life.
Mm-mm. Well, let me share something else with you too, PC. Just a little shout out to Vincent Kamasa for joining us. And Vincent, I'm not sure if you're spelling my name like that on purpose because last week we spoke about people spelling my name wrong. I think that's what you just did there, Vincent. I'll speak to you about that tomorrow.
He thinks you're French. Demion.
I
love it.
Demion.
So good. So good.
Yes, I had another
one more
patient
thing
come into the practice yesterday. Big shout out to Mike. And Mike brought me some donuts. Now, for no reason to bring me some donuts. And he brought them from like a donut shop that is exploding right now. Like people are lining up to get donuts. And I don't know whether or not he called up, he did a skip app, or if he pre-ordered them or what he did. But he
stole them. He definitely stole them. He went in and stole
it had
them.
Michael written on the box. Like
Okay.
properly ordered from the Oakley Donut Shop or Oakley Donut Co. Something like that. Yeah, the Oakley Donut Co. Yeah, Todco, something like that. So anyway, Todco. So I was like, what's this for? He goes, I just think these are awesome donuts and I wanted you to try them. So I went and bought you 6 donuts. And I opened it up. Seriously, there's like half of CSR Sugar Company was in that box. And but I was so touched by it and I was just absolutely, we tried one, Trudy and I cut up and had a quarter each with Amy. At the end of the shift yesterday, we had the passion fruit one, and I can't have passion fruit; it gives me bubbles on my tongue. So I was like, "Oh, I'll eat it anyway because I want to try it." And then Amber and I had the Oreo one because it's vegan, right? So we had the vegan donut last night. So it was the vegan donut. It tasted unbelievable. So we had that last night after we had some Japanese, and so like I was just so grateful. And I saw Mike today at the golf course. And I'm like, mate, so cool, like thank you so much, they were so nice. He goes, how nice are they? I go, mate, they're so nice, they're as nice as you, thank you so much for bringing them to me, because that's such a kind thing to just think to do that when you go to see a chiropractor. And many people, like, you know, I've got other practice members, you know, Alan and Carly. Carly's Greek, Alan's French, and Alan is a very good pastry chef, and he brings in baklava, like, so he'll bake up baklava, and he, you know, the way to my heart is through baklava. He brings in this beautiful baklava, and Carly says, I crushed the nuts for you, you know. And I said, these are the best crushed nuts I've ever had, Carly. Amazing. But the baklava is unbelievable. And so these little gifts that people think of, and the reason why I'm making such a big deal of it is because it means a lot to people to receive words or gifts. And it comes back to love language is pissy. You know, like my love language is touch. You know, that's my main love language. So every day I get to put my hands on people and we share energy, and it's a really great thing. Words of affirmation, you know, little comments from Rach, for example, or Georgia earlier on, those things, like those words of affirmation for me are so good. But even if it's not your love language, to receive a gift that's spontaneous, something special, you know, something special.
I want to put the challenge down to all of our listeners to go and do something for, like, gift someone something, whether it's words, whether it's something physical, whether it's flowers, chocolates, a compliment of some kind, whether it's to a family member that hasn't heard it in a while or a child that just needs to hear the gift of a compliment, something in parent, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you know what I would love? Because this is not going to happen, but I'm going to ask for it. I would love our listeners to send us a message either on Facebook at 100 Not Out to spell it all out, or bombard Damo's inbox, Damien at DamienChristoff.com, or bombard mine, Marcus at marcuspearce.com.au. Tell us what you have done since listening to this episode. Doesn't have to be life-changing. Doesn't have to be 6 donuts. It doesn't have to be a new Armani suit. It can be a compliment. It can be something you said to your barista that has been making you coffee for 5 years, but you've never told them how grateful you are for those, 1,500 coffees that they've made for you over the journey and how you look forward to it each and every day. Whatever it is, let us know. Bombard us with what you've done, and we will dedicate an episode to reading it out. I'm not confident, Damo, that we'll hear that many, but I'd love to know because it would make us smile, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I'd love it. And that would be just like scratching my belly. Again, like if you're able to do that, put your fingers to the keyboards, pen to paper, whatever you want to say, just to type us a little message. Send us a little message. It means you're listening to us, which I love, and you're taking the time.
We love it.
Yep.
Yep. Good work.
Yeah.
Well, to our wonderful community, we love you guys. We are so grateful to have you. We don't know if we do this if we had no listeners. We might, but we absolutely love the fact that we have people listening because it does, again, it rubs our bellies, doesn't it, Damo? I don't think we'd be on episode 449 if it was just you and me. It'd be on a phone call. It wouldn't be in an episode. And so we want to get to episode 1,000.
Not out.
I'll be nearly 50, and you'll be mid-50s. Episode 1,000. Ready to rock.
That's pretty good.
Yep, I think so.
Cool.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. So let us know. Tell us what you've done since listening to this episode at 100 Not Out on Facebook or at 100.notout on Insta or DamienChristoff.com or MarcusPearce.com.au. All right, folks, thanks again for your company as always. And until next week, continue to make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Bye for now.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. So Cindy sent something just as we were ending there. So this won't make it to the podcast, Cindy. But for those people on Facey still, you'll see here, and Heidi says goodbye. Thanks, Heidi. And the donuts are tip-top, I have to tell you, Heidi. Cindy says, Evoke Wellbeing, Anna Pickering has an amazing random act of kindness program that has been running for several months. Random gifts donated all over the country, connecting to people who are struggling, really raising the vibrations throughout the community. I love that. That's really
love it.
Nice. Yeah.
Love it.
I really love that. I'll pop that up.
Karen Lloyd, love and miss you guys. We love and miss you too, Lloydie.
Yeah, Lloydie. Yeah, big hugs to you, Lloydie, over in NZ. Are you out of lockdown yet? I don't know if you are. We're not really, but they're pretending we are. They're trying to make us sound like we are. Lockdown's supposed to end on Friday.
Yeah.
We can go everywhere we want as long as it's within 25 kilometres, not regional, and not on a plane. Don't get me frickin' started with that, Daniel frickin' Andrews. And Stefan, great to see you, mate. Thank you guys for this insightful wake up. So good. So good.
Yeah. Nice.
Thanks,
nice.
Amin.
All right, Facebook. That's been great, Damo. I like that. Lots of engagement. You'd be loving all the comments in today's Facebook Live. You love a bit of...
Heidi's in Auckland too. We're in Auckland and are in lockdown 3. So Lloydie and Heidi are over there.
All right, let's go. That's good on your Facebook. Let's keep running.
See you later, mate.
All righty.
Catch up.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye.